There it goes.
Oh, it's recording.
Go ahead and write it down, ladies and gentlemen. To break down the expression as far as it can go. The first step in factoring is to always take out the GCF first. Always, always take out the GCF first. So write that in parentheses. Always take out the GCF. Now, what does GCF mean or stand for? Greatest common factor. Good. So if you knew that, just write GCF. If you didn't, go ahead and write that out. Greatest common factor. GCF. All right, moving on. I'll zoom in a little bit. Can you read it now? Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try a few basic examples of how to factor. So if I give you something like this, 9x minus 12y, and I say factor that down, what's the GCF between 9x and 12y? What's the greatest common factor? 3. So we divide it out. Hear my words, divide it out. You keep it in front. 9x divided by 3, what remains in parentheses? 3x. Negative 12y divided by 3, what remains in? Negative 4y. And we factored it down. Okay, let's try letter B. If I give you something like 20x squared minus 5xy, turn to your partner and tell them if you know the GCF or what you think it would. What do you think it would be?
5x.
All right, bring it up to the front. I heard some of you change your answer. Jordan, what did you say it was?
5x.
Yes, 5x.
Good job,
Guys, if this doesn't work, I'll just record it after class. Okay, it's just more helpful to me and to your other peers to be respectful and just to record this once. Okay? All right, so looking at this here, if we divide out of 5x, 20x squared divided by 5x would leave you with a 4x. Negative 5xy divided by 5x would leave you with just a negative 1y. Or we could just call that negative y. And we box it out. Okay, I want you to try this one on your own. 8y squared plus 24. Try that one on your own. All right, Lenka, can you tell me what you had?
8 y squared plus 3.
Excellent. Now here's what I saw a few of you have. I saw a few of you take out the 4, and you were left with 2y squared plus 6. Now, if you factored that, you did factor, but you didn't factor completely. Here's how you know if you still have a step further to go. Looking on the inside, the 2y squared and the 6, there should be no common factor left inside if you factored it. So what could we still take out of this parentheses? A 2. So you know that this is not factored yet completely. We have to take out that 2, and you would just multiply it by the 4, and then you'd have that y squared plus 3. Now this is really, really, really important for today's lesson. Because today's lesson, you're going to have a lot of parentheses, and you need to make sure you have no common factors inside. If you have common factors, you know you've done it incorrectly. So when you factor this out, that should keep going and get you to your correct answer. Heather?
How come you couldn't do 8y times y plus 3?
You couldn't do 8y times y plus 3 because there's no y in the second term. Okay, good question. Okay, now take out your homework from last night, the FOIL worksheet. Take out the FOIL worksheet. Okay, this is what we're focusing on today. factoring something like x squared plus x minus 6, look at your worksheet you did last night and see if you can determine what did you multiply to get that answer. So what would this factor down into? So look at your worksheet and see if you can determine the answer. You know you're going to have something like this. And determine what those two parentheses are. Jared, did you find it?
X plus 3 and X minus 2.
X plus 3 and x minus 2, right? The first one?
Yeah.
Good. He saw that the first problem he did multiplied to give you x squared plus x minus 6. So this is what this breaks into. Now, we're going to try a ton of examples today. I'm going to give you a lot of tricks and tidbits of how to do this effectively. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. But before we do that, I'm going to pause this. Pause it. I'm going to pause. Let's review how to FOIL.
Pause.
Oh, I guess I need to press stop.
Pause.
Maybe stop.